crafters. It's Chris from Crafts with Chris. And thank you guys so much for either going to my online shop, making a purchase using my current host code, or buying my card class outright from me. I really appreciate all the support. So you should receive a packet in the mail of all the materials to make 6 cards, 3 different designs. You'll also receive the envelopes in there. You will also get a PDF file which lists all the ingredients and the sizes if you wanted to recreate these cards. And you also will get the link to this video in the card pack. So for today's card class, I am using the Pansy patch stamp set. This is brand new from Stampin' Up, and it will be available May 4th for purchase. And I'm also using the Pansy dies that coordinate with this stamp set. So again, these will be available as of May 4th. So the first card we will be working on today will be this beautiful card. So let's go ahead and get all the materials out to work on that card. So in your card packet, your cards will be all lined up, card 1, 2, and 3. In there, you do have a bag of goodies in there. You're going to need these for all 3 of the cards. So I'm just going to go ahead, open up my little bag of stuff and dump everything out. And then I'll just push everything to the side until I'm ready for it. So the first thing we're going to do in your card here, there's this die cut. So we're going to do our stamping on here. I am using Memento and some of the new in colors to do my stamping. So let me go ahead and bring in this stamp set. In here, there's this little pansy. We're going to stamp this out. And I am using polished pink to stamp this out. You can use any colors that you have on hand, or you can purchase the new in colors. They're so pretty. So I'm going to take out, for this, I'm going to take out the 2 flower pieces. Like I said, it's the smaller flower, and I'm going to ink those up with the polished pink. So I'm going to take the base of the flower, which is the less detailed portion. I'm going to ink that up in my polished pink. And on the pansies, you can see that there is like 1 big petal here, and then you've got 4 different petals here. That one longer petal is the bottom. So before I stamp this on my shape here, I'm just going to stamp it off once. And then when we stamp it, it's going to be a nice light color. And I am going to stamp this off to the left-hand side, right on the very edge of your cutout here. So it's going to be nice and light. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in that more detailed flower. This is going to be inked up at full strength. It is photopolymer, so you can see clearly where it stamps. So I'm just going to line that up. And it's going to get stamped right over the top. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It actually gives it a little bit of character, I think, if it's not 100% perfect. So before we go ahead and close this up, I'm still going to use this color. So in this stamp set, there are 2 pieces to a smaller little flower. So I have both of those. I'm going to take the one that is less detailed. I'm going to ink that up with the polished pink again. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp this off once. And then I'm going to go over off to the right-hand corner up towards the top and just kind of stamp that down. Same thing, the more detailed portion of that flower, we're going to ink that up at full strength. You can see on this flower, there's kind of a little lip there. That's going to line up with this little lip. And you're just going to stamp that right over the top, just like that. And then we are done with the polished pink. In this stamp set, there are some stems. I'm using this little small stem here. And I am using the new in color Soft Succulent to ink that up and stamp that down. This is going to be used for this little flower here. So you're just going to line it up. And I'm going to go off to the side a little bit with it. And then we are done with that. So to finish up our stamping, I have Tuxedo Memento Black and Pale Papaya. In your stamp set, you have these 2 pieces that look like a face. You're going to take the smaller one. And we're also going to use the little teardrop in here. And also the happy birthday. So the little teardrop, I'm going to use the pale papaya to stamp that out. It's just going to go in the middle of this flower. And I'm just going, you can see the little white there. You just want to line that up and ink that down. The point is facing up. And we're done with the pale papaya. So the rest will be stamped out with our memento. So the little eyes here, that I like to call them, I'm going to go ahead and ink that up with the memento. And then you're going to stamp this with the two eyes and then the mouth. And it's going to go right over the top of this, the pale papaya. You can see there's an opening in there. So you can go ahead and line that up. And then the last part of stamping on this is going to be that happy birthday in the stamp set. Again, with memento ink. And I'm just going to go ahead and line that up right in the center here. And that's it for our stamping. So now we're going to start to just assemble our card. So in here is a piece of the polished pink. It'll be all scored for you. You just want to go ahead and use your bone fold. Give it a good crease. There is a piece of basic white. We're going to just glue that down on the inside. So you have this gorgeous piece of Pansy Petal DSP. This is just going to layer on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and just use our Stampin' Seal to glue that down. You want to make sure you do not glue it down upside down. So you want to make sure, because it does matter with this piece of designer series paper. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then what we're going to do is, you have two pieces of this Highland Heather ribbon. Very beautiful, really sparkly. All you're going to do is kind of, before we do that, let me go ahead and put the glue on the back first. You're going to take these and you're going to fold them, and then you're going to kind of like twist them out a little so they're not right on top of each other. And then you're just going to kind of line them up so a little bit sticks out. You're going to do the same thing with your other piece. Twist it out a little. And then go ahead and glue that right down. So it's going to look like this. So you can trim these. You can leave them the way they are. I'm just going to leave them like that, I think. And then what I'm going to do is use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals to pop this up on the front of the card. So I'll just put some dimensionals all over the place on here. I like to use a lot of dimensionals because they are fairly inexpensive. And the more you use, the better your sentiment's going to stay popped up instead of sagging in the middle. So the only thing I don't like about them is all of the papers that you have to peel off the backings. But so this is going to go right in the center, just like that. Isn't that super pretty? And in your little baggie of goodies, you will find this cute little bee. So this can go right on the front here. You can use the liquid glue, which is very strong, or a glue dot. I'm just going to use a glue dot. They're really simple to use. You can just take your bee, find a glue dot, put it on the glue dot, pick it up, and then you can put your bee right in the center there. And that's it to that card. So that is card number 1. So this is card number 2. So in your card packet, you will have, this will already be folded for you because it's too long and I couldn't close the envelope. So it'll be folded. You just want to go ahead and bring in your bone folder and give that a good crease. So before we start to assemble, I want to go ahead and do our stamping first. So in here, you will see these die cuts. Your basic white. So in this stamp set, there is a bunch of sentiments in here that could work. Love you much. Happy birthday. I'm going to use the thank you in here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in my memento ink. I'm going to ink up that thank you. And this is going to be stamped closer to the bottom, but in the center. just like that. So I thought the camera was recording, but it wasn't. You have a piece of basic white. You want to just go ahead and glue that on the inside of your card. So I've already done that. I just used some Stampin' Seal. With your card kit here, you have this piece of gorgeous Pansy Petal DSP. You will see that you could use both sides, but you're going to see that the stitching looks a little funny on this side. But you can use that side also if you wanted to. I'm going to use this side. With your flowers, you will see that there is a the little one hump here, and then you've got the 3 or the 4 humps. So you want to make sure your designer series paper is the correct way when you glue it down. So it's going to be glued down this way. But before we glue this down, you do have a piece of the Pale Papaya ribbon. This is going to go right down the center. So we're going to do my trick that I always do. We're going to take our Stampin' Seal. I'm going to go ahead and put some at the bottom here. And then we're going to take our Pale Papaya ribbon, glue that kind of right in the center. And then that's going to run down the front of this card. And then we can go ahead and put some more adhesive on here. And we'll go ahead, and this gets glued right to the front of the card. And again, make sure you're not gluing it on upside down. So then this will get centered. So you have that pretty design on the front there. So these two pieces here, this is going to get glued onto our Pale Papaya. And it fits in there, nestles in there quite nicely. So you just want to go ahead and glue that down. And then what you're going to do is, in your pile of goodies here, you will have this flower. If I happen to do a lot of these kits, your flower may turn into the bigger flower, which will still be fine. But you'll have the Pale Papaya flower. It's all die cut out for you. And you'll find a couple of leaves in here. Well, you'll find 4. So you want to take 2 of the leaves, and these are going to get glued down to the flower like this. So all I did was took some of the Stampin' Seal again, and then make sure your flower is the right way up. And then I'm going to kind of just put these on here. And then this is going to go right here, but I'm going to put some more adhesive on here just to make sure everything sticks. And then it can come off the top a little bit if you want it to, you know, wherever you want it to set. So it'll look like that. And then this is going to go on the front, but I'm going to pop that up with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And then you're just going to center this. So in your kit here, in that little bag, you will get 2 of these in color jewels. And what you're going to want to do is just take one of them, and it will go on the center of this flower, just like that. And then that's it to card number 2. So here is card number 3. I think out of all of them, this is my most favorite one. So let's go ahead and bring in our card pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is do our stamping. So you'll find this pretty little stitched shape. So in this stamp set, there are a bunch of sentiments, like I said. I am using the little things you do make such a big difference. I'm going to ink that up with the Memento ink. And this is going to be stamped right at the bottom of your shape here. And that is all we are going to be doing for stamping. So we're going to put that to the side. In your card kit, you have a piece of the Fresh Freesia New In Color. You're going to give that a good crease. You also have a piece of basic white. We're going to go ahead and glue that down to the inside of the card. I'm just using some Stampin' Seal. Use whatever kind of adhesive you would like. And that's just going to layer on the inside. And in your kit, you have another piece of that gorgeous Pansy Petal Designer Series paper. So there's two sides. You could do this side too if you wanted. I'm going to use this side. It's going to just get glued right down to the front. And then we're going to glue this down to the front. This is going to go in the center. Again, with your stamp and seal. And you're going to kind of center that right on your card base. And then, I stamped this crooked. And then in here, you have all these pieces to build this gorgeous pansy. So you're going to take this piece right here. We're going to take this piece and we're going to go ahead and put our layers on it. This little layer here. So I went ahead and I put the adhesive sheet on the back of here to make your guys' life simple. So just peel this backing off. You're just going to line this up to the edge of there. Nice pretty border. You're going to do the same thing with these two pieces that are the back to this. Again, just peel the backing off of each of these. You can use your Take-A-Pick tool too to peel the back off. I know it can be a little bit of a pain to get this backing off. So I'll just take my Take-A-Pick tool and kind of get it underneath there. I'll get the other one while I'm at it. And then these will line right up with the top there. And then what you're going to do is take your pansy here, and I'm going to put all kinds of glue on the back of it, and then you're going to kind of arrange these to where you want it. I think that is perfect. And then I have a piece of this basic black here, cut for the center. Again, I've got the backing on these, so this should go together pretty quickly for you guys. I think the worst part is getting the backing off. This is going to go right in the middle here. You'll see how it lines up nicely. So I do have some glue back there. And then in there is this little tiny yellow piece here. Well, actually pale papaya. And again, it has a backing on it. So you just want to peel that backing off. And this is going to go right in the center here. You're going to do the point up. And this is why I like this Take-A-Pick tool, because it comes in very, very handy. So I'm just going to line that up there. So in your card kit, you will find you have leaves to go along with these flowers, or this flower. So you have your 3 base leaves. You should have 2 big and 1 small. I've gone ahead and I have, again, put the adhesive backing on. So this should be fairly easy to stick to your leaf once you get the backing off. That's the worst part, is the backing. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the backing, take the backing off all of these. We're just going to stick these on top. So this is the shimmer vellum. It's with all the new in colors. It is super, super pretty. So, and that's what I used on the outside layers of those flowers too. So these line up nicely. So once you have your flowers pieced together, or your leaves are going to go right in kind of like a half circle here. So I kind of did a big leaf, a small leaf, and a big leaf. And then you can see when you put your flower on there how that will look. So I'll kind of bring these in closer together. And then your flower is going to get popped up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue down these leaves. So I'm going to just use some liquid glue just because it's going to be easier. And I'm going to do this one at a time so I can kind of position them where I want them. So this is going to go on top of this leaf a little. And then your last leaf. Just going to bring my flower in. And then, like I said, this, I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals to pop that up on the front here. So, just pop that up right on the front in the corner. And there is card number 3. So there's our beautiful cards we made in this card class. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I thank you guys again for all of your support, and I look forward to our next class together.